China should be very grateful to the United States of America and the West. Why? Well, let's go back to 1979, where it came to the end of the era of Mao and just being one country and trying to be industrial, and everything that Mao did basically failed because he tried to copy Russia. Russia and China at the time, very communist, very closed, very difficult to get into the countries. It's a different kettle of fish now. But in 1979, China opened up, and a lot of the West wanted China to join in the global society. So to help China, I repeat, to help China, they could export goods to America, to Europe, near enough, free of charge, with no tariffs. Here, come and sell your cup, for example, and you won't have to pay tax on it. It's no tariffs on it at all, to help China. And most of the West did this. China accepted with open arms. Of course, any country would accept with open arms. Now, China is a developed, and in some cases developing, country. And it was Donald Trump who said, well, you've done really well. Now, like the rest of the world, we want to incorporate tariffs. It's not going to be free anymore. For example, you are in America, you want to buy an Aston Martin from the UK. It's going to have tariffs on it. It's like a luxury tax that from England to the United States of America. Vice versa, the same, possibly for an American car in Europe. It's going to cost more in Europe than it is in the United States. But China still wants everything free. So China should be very grateful for the United States of America and the West for letting them, or giving them, a head start, a jump in the right direction, so they can be developed and they can be one of the global players. But China seems to scurry this under the table and want the same as 1979. But China in 1979 was very, very different to how mainland China is, especially the tier 1 cities like Shenzhen, Shanghai, Beijing, etc. With that, why am I doing this video? Because I did actually see one guy on YouTube saying that China should not be very grateful, and he talks about 100 years ago. Hey, that's a long time ago. What about modern? What the lives that we live in now? Does 100 years ago depict anything from any country anywhere in the world? It's ancient history. We learn from the past, but it's not going to be, in that respect, what it is today. So yes, China should be very grateful to the United States and the West. And the trade war, well, Donald Trump said, well, you've had it free forever. You've done really well. China is a richer country, and China loves showing off the infrastructure of these massive new buildings and flashing lights and, oh, look at this. And the average salary has increased a lot in the last 3 possible decades. So surely, if other countries have to pay tariffs, why doesn't China? And now that China is developed, they should. But thank the United States for giving you a jump in the right direction to get out of the poverty of China in the 1970s and into the wealth, or try to be one of the wealthiest countries in the world. I do believe now that China has the most millionaires in the world in one country. Okay, granted, that is the second largest population in the world. But thank you, United States. Thank you, the United Kingdom. And China should thank as well and accept the tariffs like we all accept the tariffs for imports into our country. It's as simple as that. Don't make it complicated, and I just love to simplify. Thank you very much for your time. Like, subscribe, and share. Bye-bye for now. Cheers. Oh, I've got to turn it off. Yes, yes.